Shalom, giving all praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. We double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. May Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai's peace be bestowed unto you, hopefully elect. I'm your brother Yahweh call from Great Millstone, Orlando. As we are in beautiful times, as the scriptures say, the elect would take joy in the harvest. So, Lord willing, because all attention is over there in the so-called Middle East, Yahweh Bashima Shabbatazah, this is the linchpin into the next phase of prophecy as things are heating up. And with that being said, it's going to continue to look up for the hopefully elect, as we are definitely in the times, the weak saying I'm strong. All these nations standing up to this bully, Babylon, which we'll know that eventually all these nations are going to come together to shoot the missiles at America, as Trump is threatening NATO if they don't get involved with this conflict. We're just in very interesting times, beautiful times, as prophecy is coming to pass. So, with that being said, Persia's message to Babylon, as them so-called Iranians, it looks like they ain't playing. They're not playing around. So again, Lord willing, this is the linchpin, as Apostle Ramlab said, into the next phase of prophecy. So without further ado, we're going to listen to Persia's message to Babylon.
Shall we begin? Iran is not interested in negotiating with Trump or the U.S. regime. Iran is going to punish the United States, and we are in the process of doing it. This regime in Washington has tried to cross a bridge that's a bridge too far, and they're messing with the wrong country. We're not Venezuela, we're not Iraq, we're not Libya, we're not Afghanistan, and we're not Syria. This is the Islamic Republic of Iran, and we will make sure that the United States regrets the aggression against the Iranian people and the slaughter of children and the slaughter of innocent civilians and the murder of the leader. These are crimes against humanity, and the United States and its allies have imposed the law of the jungle upon the world, and they will come to regret it.
This is Isaiah 14. Bear with me. Because of Esau, the so-called white man, he's turned the whole world into one big Wild Wild West scene, and everyone has their hand on the trigger, aka those nuke buttons. So Isaiah 14 and 17. Matter of fact, verse 16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Esau, he's ruled the world with a rod of iron for the longest. And now, again, we're in that time where everyone is standing up to the bully. Everything that Esau's put out there, he's used is he set a snare for himself from the sanctions. Well, you sanction a nation so long, eventually they're going to learn to work around those sanctions, which is exactly what has taken place. Because of Esau's pride, he's used the same playbook, and the nations have figured him out. It says, verse 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. So Esau fits the bill, made the whole world a wilderness, turned the whole world into one wild, wild west setting with everyone's hand on the trigger.
But Iran is not a military superpower either, and we're seeing the vast majority of drones and missiles being shot down by air defenses. I mean, surely Iran cannot win a military war and therefore has to go for some other kind of strategy in coming to a settlement. Iran will defeat the United States. Time will tell. And our drones that are being fired are very old drones. Our missiles that are being fired are very old missiles. They're very inexpensive. And Americans are using up very expensive air defense systems. Iranians know exactly what they're doing. We haven't even begun using our latest technology, and most of Iran's underground bases have not even been used yet. They have not even been opened up for operation. Iranians have been planning for this day ever since the invasion of Iraq. They knew that at some point the Epstein regime will go after Iranians, and therefore they've been preparing themselves for many years. We are fighting for our homeland, and our sovereignty, and our independence, and our crime is that we oppose the genocide that the British regime and the American regime and Western regimes have been supporting. And we are on the right side of history, and the United States is the aggressor, and we will punish the aggressor and make it regret its crimes against humanity. What percentage of Iran's missile stocks remain? The vast majority. Because after last year's war, it was estimated that Iran had used up around 40% of its missiles. Are you saying that was replenished in the last few months? Those numbers were always fake. Those numbers are provided by the Israeli regime to the media in order to convince foolish Americans that war against Iran is simple. This war was supposed to end in a day or two. The 12-day war was supposed to bring Iran down like a house of cards. That failed, this failed, and now the United States will have to pay the price. And if the United States escalates, that will mean that the most sensitive region in the world, the Persian Gulf, where a quarter of the world's energy comes from, everything could be destroyed. And if that happens, it doesn't even matter if the Strait of Hormuz is open or closed, because there will be no oil or gas, and there will be no tankers. For Iran, this is a fight for survival. For the United States, this is a war of choice. A choice that has been imposed upon the American people by the Epstein class. We will expel the United States from our homeland, and we will make sure that the United States never again thinks about aggression against our country. And we will not allow the Israeli regime to behave with impunity and to continue genocide against the Palestinian people.
Well, hey, a round of applause. A round of applause for prophecy's sake, man. It's being said, because dealing with the whole Strait of Hormuz, I could be wrong, but I believe that Strait of Hormuz is really only cut off for America, Amalek, and its allies. And it's even being said that for the Chinese, so-called Chinese, to use that Strait of Hormuz, you would have to trade in the yen. Nevertheless, a lot of power moves are being made. And again, steps in the escalation into the next phase of prophecy. Because Iran is talking cash money, and we love to see it. Again, America isn't the big bad bully on the block anymore. The same chapter, Isaiah 14. Isaiah 14:4. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and Trump being the modern day king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger, is persecuted and none hindereth. So you see, America as of right now is it's become that proverb. The nation that has ruled the world with a rod of iron. Well, hey, as the saying has been going lately, the chickens are coming home, or the roosters are coming home to roost. So, it also mentioned that how had the golden city ceased, right? It also talks about this in Revelation. Babylon being the golden cup in Revelation 17:4. But in Jeremiah 51:7 and 6, flee out of the midst of Babylon and deliver every man his soul. So getting our mind right, getting our spirit right, because America's had its time. And her time is up. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of the Lord's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babylon hath been a golden cup in the Lord's hand, that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine, therefore the nations are mad. So, in other words, man, everyone's sick of her shit. Everyone's sick of a Babylon shit. And they all get ready to jump this bitch. But according to prophecy, we know, we've been saying it from the apostles and elders, once things start heating up over there in the so-called Middle East, been saying this for years. It's going to start with Iran and Israel, which is going to in turn draw America out, according to prophecy. And then from there, the big dogs, Russia, China, and all in all, man, all these nations are going to come against America. So this is what all this is leading to. As of right now, again, everyone's standing up to this bully. America is that proverb. America is the laughing stock. Everyone knows it at this point. As the scripture say, the Lord is coming to bring down the haughtiness of the proud, man. And America is that proud city, the proud place. America thinks she can't get touched. Well, she's about to get touched. Newsflash. But this is just beautiful to see. The Persians, man, they're talking hella shit, and we love to see it. Because, hey, man, it's time, man. We're in that time. We're in that point of time. So, Lord willing, this was edifying. All praises to you, Yahweh Bashim Shai. Shalom to you, hopeful elect.